Understanding that most pain is just illusion, a deep dive into Stoicism. 1. The fundamental Stoic insight: external events are neutral. Core idea. In Stoicism, external events, things that happen outside our control, are inherently neutral. It's our judgments about these events that cause us pain or pleasure. Recognizing this is the first step toward understanding that much of our suffering is illusory. Quote, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." Epictetus, Discourses. This means that our perception, not the event itself, is what causes suffering. Further explanation. Suppose you lose your job. The event, the job loss, is neutral. It's neither good nor bad. Your reaction, feeling despair, anger, or shame, is based on your judgment that losing your job is a catastrophe. If you reframe the event as an opportunity for growth or change, the pain diminishes. The perception of pain as an illusion. The illusory nature of pain. Many pains are mental constructs, illusions, that exaggerate or distort reality. The mind tends to amplify pain because of irrational beliefs, attachments, or fears. Remarkable insight. It is not the things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Epictetus. In practice, physical pain, like an injury, is real, but emotional pain, such as resentment, anxiety, or regret, is largely shaped by how we interpret and react. The more irrational our judgment, for example, "this pain will never end," or "I can't stand it," the more intense our suffering. Deeper point. By recognizing that our perceptions are often mistaken or exaggerated, we can see that much of our pain is a mental illusion, a false reality created by our own thoughts. 3. The control dichotomy: what is truly within our power. Key principle. Epictetus emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what we can control, our thoughts, judgments, actions, and what we cannot, external events, other people, natural circumstances. Quote, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Epictetus. Implication for pain. When pain arises from external sources, our power lies in how we choose to interpret and respond. Recognizing that our suffering is largely a matter of perception empowers us to lessen its impact. Example. If you're physically ill, the pain may be unavoidable, but your emotional response, anger, despair, is within your control. You can choose to accept the situation calmly or resist it, which only increases suffering. 4. The role of rational reflection and cognitive reframing. Stoic practice. Use rational reflection and cognitive reframing to see the true nature of pain and diminish its illusionary power. Practical steps include: negative visualization. Visualize losing what you cherish or experiencing pain, so you appreciate it less and reduce attachment. Premeditation of adversity. Anticipate difficulties to lessen their emotional impact when they occur. Questioning irrational beliefs. Ask yourself, is this pain within my control? Will this matter in 5 years? Is my suffering due to the event or my judgment? Quote, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it." Marcus Aurelius. This underscores that pain is often a mental illusion. Our own judgment inflates its significance. 5. The transience of pain and its illusory nature. Understanding impermanence. Pain, like all external events, is temporary. Stoics remind us that suffering often stems from believing that pain will last forever or define us. Quote, "Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Marcus Aurelius. Deeper insight. By contemplating the fleeting nature of pain, we realize that clinging to suffering is irrational. This perspective helps us detach from the illusion that pain is insurmountable or permanent. The virtue of acceptance and endurance. That acceptance as a tool. Stoics advocate accepting pain and hardship as part of life, understanding that resistance only prolongs suffering. Quote, "The obstacle on the path becomes the way." Marcus Aurelius. Application. When faced with pain, instead of resisting or resenting it, accept it as an opportunity to practice patience, resilience, and virtue. This transforms pain from a destructive force into a catalyst for growth. 7. The mental shift, seeing pain as an opportunity. Reframing pain. Rather than viewing pain as an enemy, see it as a teacher, a test of your character. Quote, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca. Deeper meaning. Each painful experience is an opportunity to practice stoic virtues, such as patience, acceptance, and rationality, ultimately leading to a stronger, more resilient mind. Summary and practical takeaways. Most pain is an illusion because it depends on our judgments and perceptions rather than external reality. Reality is neutral. Our reactions make it seem painful. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts and responses, we can diminish unnecessary suffering. Practicing rational reflection, negative visualization, and acceptance helps see pain as transient and less threatening. Remember, pain is a temporary mental illusion, nothing more, nothing less. Final thought. Understanding that most pain is just illusion is a powerful stoic insight that can transform your relationship with suffering. It reminds us that our true power lies in how we interpret and respond to life's challenges. When we master this mental shift, we free ourselves from much unnecessary pain and cultivate tranquility, resilience, and inner peace. Would you like me to recommend some stoic exercises or meditation techniques to help you apply these ideas in daily life? Regenerate. Copy message. Make it longer, about a 5-page detailed. Certainly. Here is an expanded, detailed, and comprehensive exploration of the concept that most pain is just illusion, rooted in Stoic philosophy. This version is designed to be around 5 pages long when formatted with typical academic spacing, covering historical context, core principles, practical applications, and deep philosophical insights, along with relevant quotes. Understanding that most pain is just illusion, a comprehensive exploration of Stoic philosophy. Introduction. Human beings have long grappled with pain, suffering, and adversity. From physical injuries to emotional turmoil, pain is an inevitable part of life. Yet, within the rich tradition of Stoic philosophy, there exists a profound insight. Most pain is an illusion, a product of our perceptions, judgments, and mental constructs rather than an objective reality. This perspective offers a pathway to inner tranquility, resilience, and freedom from unnecessary suffering. In this comprehensive exploration, we will delve into the roots of this idea in Stoicism, examine its philosophical underpinnings, analyze practical methods for applying it, and reflect on its implications for living a more peaceful and virtuous life. Historical context and foundations of Stoic thought. The origins of Stoicism. Stoicism was founded in Athens around 300 BCE by Zeno of Citium. It was further developed by philosophers such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. The central tenet of Stoicism is that virtue, living in harmony with nature, and rational judgment are the keys to a good life. Key concepts include the dichotomy of control, what we can and cannot control, the importance of rationality, living in accordance with nature and reason, cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice, the Stoic view of external events and internal states. A foundational idea is that external events are indifferent, they are neither good nor bad in themselves. Instead, it is our judgments about these events that cause emotional disturbance. This distinction is crucial. It shifts focus from external circumstances to internal perceptions, empowering us to master our responses. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This highlights that our mental attitude, not the external world, determines our experience of pain and suffering. The core idea: most pain is an illusion. External events are neutral. In essence, Stoics argue that external phenomena, whether physical pain, loss, or hardship, are neutral. Their impact depends entirely on how we interpret them. Example: an injury, for example a broken leg, is a physical event. The pain from the injury is real, but the emotional suffering, anger, despair, frustration, is a mental reaction to the injury. If we interpret the injury as a catastrophe, suffering intensifies. If we accept it as part of life's natural course, the emotional pain diminishes. Perception and judgment shape our experience. Our reactions to external events are mediated by perceptions and judgments, which are often irrational or mistaken. Quote, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." Epictetus. This suggests that our suffering is often a mental illusion, a misinterpretation of reality. The illusory nature of persistent pain. Many forms of pain, be they emotional or physical, are transient and not as permanent or overwhelming as they seem. The Stoics teach that pain is temporary, it passes with time, like clouds in the sky. Pain is not as important as we think. Its significance is often exaggerated by our minds. Our attachment to pain makes it worse. Resistance or denial amplifies suffering. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This emphasizes that happiness and suffering are rooted in our perceptions, not external circumstances. The philosophical underpinnings of pain as illusion. The dichotomy of control. Epictetus famously distinguished between what is within our control, our thoughts, judgments, actions, and what is outside our control, external events, other people's opinions, natural phenomena. Implication. Since pain often arises from external causes, our power lies in how we interpret and respond, not in the event itself. Quote, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Epictetus. This encourages us to focus on our internal responses, which are within our control. When we accept that external pain is outside our influence, we diminish its power over us. Rationality and cognitive reframing. Rational thinking is central to Stoic practice. It involves questioning irrational beliefs and reframing perceptions to align with reality. Practical methods include negative visualization, imagining losing what we cherish to reduce attachment; premeditation of adversity, anticipating hardships to lessen their emotional impact; questioning judgments, asking, "Is this pain within my control?" and "Will this matter in a year?" Quote, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it." Marcus Aurelius. This highlights that pain is often a mental illusion. Our judgments inflate its significance. The transience and impermanence of pain. Recognizing the ephemeral nature of pain. One of the most powerful Stoic insights is the fleeting nature of pain and suffering. Nothing lasts forever, and external hardships eventually pass. Marcus Aurelius observed, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." This view encourages us to accept pain as a passing event, reducing its emotional weight. The illusion of permanence. Much suffering stems from the false belief that pain will last forever or define us. Recognizing the transient nature of pain helps detach us from the illusion of permanence. Quote, "Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Marcus Aurelius. Practical application: how to overcome the illusion of pain. 1. Practice rational reflection. Regularly reflect on the nature of pain and suffering. Ask yourself, is this pain within my control? Will this matter in 5 or 10 years? Is my suffering due to my judgment or the actual event? 2. Use negative visualization. Visualize potential hardships beforehand, which reduces fear and attachment. For example, imagine losing a loved one or experiencing health issues, so you value what you have and are less disturbed when hardships occur. 3. Embrace acceptance. Accept that pain is a part of life and beyond your control. Resisting pain prolongs suffering. Instead, see it as an opportunity to practice virtues like patience and resilience. 4. Reframe pain as a teacher. View pain as an opportunity for growth and virtue. Seneca wrote, Difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body. This perspective transforms pain into a tool for self-improvement. 5. Mindfulness and detachment. Observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Recognize that they are temporary mental states. This mindfulness helps detach from the illusion that pain is an unchangeable, overwhelming reality. The virtue of resilience and inner strength. Transforming pain into virtue. Stoicism emphasizes that hardship and pain are opportunities to cultivate virtues such as courage, endurance, and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius said, "The obstacle on the path becomes the way." By accepting and overcoming pain, we develop inner strength and resilience. Endurance as a form of freedom. Endurance is central to Stoic virtue. Enduring pain willingly is a sign of mastery over the mind and an acknowledgement that external circumstances do not determine our happiness. Quote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Seneca. The limitations and caveats. While Stoicism offers powerful tools to reframe and diminish pain, it is essential to recognize that physical pain, injury, and illness are real experiences that cannot be entirely dismissed or ignored. The goal is not to suppress or deny genuine suffering, but to transform the emotional response. Some pain may require medical or psychological intervention. Conclusion: living free from illusions of pain. The Stoic insight that most pain is an illusion is a profound reminder of the power of perception. By understanding that our suffering often arises from false beliefs, irrational judgments, and attachment, we can develop resilience, tranquility, and inner peace. To summarize, external events are neutral, our judgments assign meaning. Pain is often temporary and transient. Our power lies in how we interpret and respond. Rational reflection, acceptance, and mindfulness help dissolve the illusion of pain. Endurance and virtue turn suffering into opportunities for growth. Final quote: "He who has injured me is either stronger or weaker than I am. If weaker, he cannot harm me. If stronger, I should be afraid of him." Seneca. This encapsulates the Stoic attitude. Recognizing the true nature of pain and mastering our responses allows us to live with serenity, regardless of external circumstances. Additional resources for practice. Journaling. Reflect daily on what caused you suffering and how perceptions influenced it. Meditation. Practice mindfulness meditation, focusing on impermanence and acceptance. Stoic exercises. Regularly perform negative visualization and cognitive reframing. In essence, the Stoic philosophy teaches us that most pain is an illusion, an internal mental construct that we have the power to dissolve through rational understanding, acceptance,